Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Officer Temple with the Hamilton Police Department. I'll be doing interviewing and a witness statement for you today. Unfortunately, I am a little under the weather. Got the cold that's going around, so
That's really too bad. Yeah, I have that.
it is unfortunate. So I ask that you just go a little slower than usual, and I may have to blow my nose at any point during the interview. So
Sure.
I apologize for that. Before we begin, would you like a water or anything?
Yes, please.
Water?
Great.
Here you go. Feel free to
Yep.
take a sip at any moment. Anything else, or are you ready to get started?
I'm ready to get started.
Okay. Just a few details before. Your name is Cameron Bork, right?
Yes, that is it.
What's your date of birth?
April 13th, 2005.
Mm-hmm. Your home address?
69 Skylark Drive.
Skylark Drive. And your mobile phone number, please.
905.
Yep.
267 0981.
Okay. All set. So my understanding is that you witnessed a break and enter at your neighbor's house today?
Yes, I was in my bedroom on the 2nd
Mhm.
floor, and I heard like this bang, and it came from the direction of my neighbor's house. So I looked out the window, and I saw that there's two guys that appeared to be in her backyard, and they're tinkering with the back window. I know my neighbor wasn't home. Her name's Marianne. She works 9 to 5. I'm not sure where she works, but she was definitely not home. So I knew these guys weren't invited, and I'm assuming they were breaking in because they had a crowbar in their hand and they were working at the back window.
Okay. Can you just tell me a little bit more about what you saw when they were working on the window? Like, just continue from the moment it happened to the moment you called us, please.
Yeah, so the one guy first entered and seen. I saw him. He was alone for the time being, and he had a crowbar in his hand, and he was just working on all corners of the window. Just, yeah, it looked like he wanted to pop it off. And then moments later, his buddy entered the scene too, and it looked like he had a hammer or some sort of screwdriver. It was another skinny device that they're using to weasel through the gaps to try to pry it off. And yeah, they're doing that for a while. And then when they got it off, the one guy looked like he was just being a lookout man, and he kind of went around the corner so I couldn't see him anymore. And the other guy hopped inside the house. And I guess moments later, he came out with a TV and a duffel bag.
Excuse me.
Oh, no worries. Sorry about going a little fast.
No, it's okay. Can you tell me a little more about the first suspect that was working on the window? A description, perhaps, of his clothes or his ethnicity?
Yeah, he was wearing a navy blue jacket, like a rain jacket. He had black joggers on, gray shoes. He looked like a black man, around 6 feet. It's kind of hard to say because I'm on the 2nd floor, but he looked to be a bit taller than the average height.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit the crowbar he was using, like such as how he was using it, what hand it was in, or any other details you remember?
It was probably about like 34 inches long. I didn't really see what color it was. All I know is that he looked like he was right hand dominant because his right hand was on the top of the crowbar. And yeah, he was just prying away. That's all I got out of it.
Okay. Can you tell me about the second suspect?
The second suspect, he was also a black man. He was a bit shorter than the other guy. He was wearing a lighter blue rain jacket with green pants. And yeah, that's all I got from this appearance. They were both wearing gloves as well. Oh,
gray pants or green pants?
Green pants.
Okay, sorry, I just misheard you. Can you tell me a little? You said that in my notes here I have that you said he had a hammer or a screwdriver or something. Can
My
you?
guess it was a screwdriver. It had it was long and skinny and it was shiny, so it looked like it was metal. Yeah, that's all I saw. It was probably 6 inches or 8 inches long. Didn't get to see the handle because his hand was over it, of course. But yeah, they also used that instrument to get the window open.
Okay. Can you just give me a little detail on like the neighborhood you live in? Is it residential or the country? Like, what's the
It's-
layout of the houses, kind of?
Residential. So the houses are probably 5 meters apart. I live on the corner, so there's no one to my left, or the east side. But Marianne, her house is on the west, and that's also where my room is. So I saw everything. Yeah, the houses are kind of spaced out. Backyard's decent size. That's all I got for you.
No worries. You said that I have written here that the second man stood as a lookout. Do you know kind of what side of the house he stood on when he was the lookout, or was he out in front, or was he still tucked around the corner in the backyard?
He was on the west. Like, I was looking out the west window, but then he was on the opposite side. He went around that corner, so I couldn't see him. And I'm assuming he was making sure the coast was clear. And yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. Just looking. So what were you doing before you noticed them? Were you just in your room, or did you wake up to the noise?
I was just in my room, lying on my bed reading a book, and all of a sudden there's like a pop, and it's like, what is that? I've never heard that before, and I know my neighbor isn't home. So, being the curious person that I am, I just looked out my window, see what was going on, and then instantly I saw 2 figures moving in the backyard, and that's when I just called you guys, and I was just on the phone the whole time, just looking at what happened.
Can you tell me a little more about what they took?
So it looked like a 40-inch flat screen TV. It was pretty small. He was holding it with both hands, and then he had a black duffel bag strung over his shoulder. So they entered through the window, but they also brought that stuff back out the window.
Okay.
And they ran around the west side, so where the other guy was, looking to make sure no one was there. And they went to the front yard where they had a car waiting for them. And yeah, they just took off.
What man went into the house? Was it the man with the green sweatpants or the?
No, it was the man with the black sweatpants and the navy blue rain jacket. This guy was a bit taller than the other man.
Okay, and a navy blue jacket.
Navy blue, yeah.
Sorry.
Or yeah, it was darker.
Okay. Once the man had exited the house, can you just give a little detail about what they did afterwards? I understand that they ran around to the front of the car, but can you give me a little detail on the car? Any distinct
Yeah,
markers or anything?
So they ran around. The car was a Hyundai. It was a darker color. I'm not sure if it was a black or a dark blue. It looked to be an SUV. The make was, it was an older make. It was like 2009. They had gray rims, no front license plate. But then when they drove past me, I could see their back. And I don't know all the letters, but I know it started with an A. That's it. Yeah, I guess these older vehicles also have an orangey tint to the lights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just caught the last letter, started with an A.
Yeah, the first one. Let's start with that.
It was a Hyundai, darker color, either black or blue, 2009 gray rims, no front plate. Sounds right.
Yep, that's the one.
And what did you do immediately after, or were you still on the phone?
I
with
was on the
police?
phone trying to get the police over, and they were saying they were coming soon.
Excuse me, I just have to take a drink.
Oh, just-
I appreciate your patience. Let me just look back about it. To just go back to the screwdriver the second subject was holding, did he hold it in a specific way or use it in any way? I know you said the crowbar was used to do the door, but was a screwdriver involved in any way?
He handed it off to the other guy, so the one guy never really did it. He was just grabbing the stuff for the taller gentleman who was prying open the window, but I can't really remember
Okay,
what
no
he
worries.
was using or how he was using it.
Okay. Do you have anything to add, or did you have any questions that you thought you would be asked today that you would like to cover, or is that all you have to say on the matter?
Yeah, that's all I have to say.
That's all you have to say? Okay, I'm just gonna make sure my notes are complete. Okay. Okay then. We can now. Oh, what was the date and time that this happened?
It was today. It was, I think it's March the 4th. March the 4th, I believe.
I think it's.
I can check real quick.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, March 4th. It happened around 12:05 p.m. So right after lunch.
5 p.m. So that's when you first noticed it, and by the time they had left, what time was it?
12:20.
12:20. And when police arrived, when? Do you remember that time?
It was probably like 5 minutes after.
So around 12:30.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that is all the questions I have for you, and if you don't have any further questions or don't wish to add any details, we can move on to the witness statement.
Sure.
Okay. So, name is Cam Bork. Date of birth April
13th.
13th, 2005. Address
69.
Skylark Drive, Ontario. Phone number 905 267 0981.
Mm-hmm. The city's Hamilton, by the way. I don't know if I ever said that.
Okay, thank you. Date of the statement is March 4th. Start time was
12:05.
that's when it first happened. It's around 1 o'clock. Finish time. What time is it?
Let me check for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
1:30.
Time of incident was 12:05 p.m. Date March 4th. Okay, so this will be signed by you. It'll all be written in the first person. So when I'm done writing, I'll just ask you to sign the bottom, and I'll sign it as well.
Okay.
This will be your formal statement. So once this is written and finished and submitted, this will be used in court if you are asked to come. There's a chance we may follow up with you on this matter later, but what will happen now is I will say a sentence in the first person, and you tell me if it's correct or not. Like, I, Cameron Bork, on March 4th, 2025, was in my bedroom when I heard a noise, such like that, and I'll ask you if that is correct. If at any moment you remember details that you didn't say in your statement, please let me know, and we'll go from there.
All right.
So the first sentence will be, I was sitting in my room on 69 Skylark Drive. Reading it. It was around 12:05 p.m. when I heard a noise from the next door neighbors. Does that sound correct?
Yeah. Sounds pretty accurate.
Excuse me. I investigated the noise by looking through my window of the second floor of my house at 69 Skylark Drive.
Yep.
The next line will be, I saw two black men working at the back window of my neighbor's house. One of these men was wearing a navy blue jacket, gray shoes, and the other suspect was wearing a lighter blue jacket with green pants, and they both had gloves.
Sure. And then you can have with the first one, the black pants too.
Yes, sorry. The first suspect was around 6 feet tall, and you said the second man was shorter, but you didn't get an approximate height.
You just looked a bit shorter.
Just to clarify, I think I missed this in my first questions. What color pants was the first subject wearing?
Black pants.
Black pants, okay. The second man I saw was shorter, approximate height, unknown, light blue jacket, green pants, and black gloves.
I'm not sure what color the gloves were,
Okay.
but yeah.
Okay. The next line. The first subject used the crowbar and the screwdriver, which was handed to him by the second subject, to break into the window of your neighbor's house.
Yep, the rear window.
The rear window, yes. The next line. I saw the second subject step around the corner of the house on the west side to keep a lookout for anyone coming.
Yes, that's what it seemed like.
Okay.
I couldn't really see what he was doing on that side, but that's what I assume.
Okay.
Because he looked paranoid.
Okay. So, next sentence will be, I saw the first subject go into the window the rear window which they had broken, and while the other man stood watch.
Yep. Well, he didn't break it, sorry. He pried off the window, so it was still held by two hinges, so he could get in.
Okay.
But yeah, the window never fully came off.
Okay. Next line will be, I then saw the first subject exit through the window, which he had pried open, carrying a TV of approximately 44 inches and a black duffel bag.
40 inches, yeah.
40 inches, my apologies.
And it was like a medium-sized duffel bag.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Next line, I then saw both men return to the front of the house and get into a Hyundai of a darker color, either black or blue, of a 2009 model with gray rims.
Yep. The 2009 is just an estimate, though.
Okay. The next line, I saw that the vehicle had no front plate, but as the vehicle drove away, I noticed the rear plate, that the license plate started with the letter A, and you were unable to catch the last digits of the number plate.
Yeah, I only caught the first.
Okay.
That's all I remember.
Another line will be, I did, however, notice that the lights of the car had an orange tint to them.
Yeah, it's just like the older version of cars. It's like they don't have
Mhm.
LED lights, right? So it's not that vibrant white. It's just the old neon orange lights.
And it also had gray rims.
Yes. Or silver.
Okay. The final line will be, I was still on the phone with the police, who then showed up at 12:30 to my residence.
Yep.
And they showed up at approximately 12:30.
Yep, that is the time they showed up, or around there.
Okay. At this point, I'm just going to read over it with you. You can add any details that you think are important or ask any questions of it. And then once this ad is complete, I will ask you to sign the document, and I'll also sign it myself. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
I was sitting in my room on March 4th, 2025, and at approximately 12:05 p.m., I heard a noise from my next door neighbor's house.
Yep.
Sound good?
So far, so good.
I investigated the noise by looking from my room window located on the second floor of my house at 69 Skylark Drive.
Yep.
I noticed two black men at the back window of my neighbor's house. The first man was approximately 6 feet tall with a navy blue jacket, gray shoes, and black pants while holding a crowbar.
Yep.
Second man I saw had a light blue jacket and green pants and was holding a screwdriver. Both men wore gloves of an unknown color.
Yep.
I then saw the first subject use the crowbar and the screwdriver to break into the rear window of the house.
Yep, that's what happened.
I saw the second subject step around the opposite side of the house. I think he was a lookout.
I assume so.
Okay. I saw the first man pry the window open and get inside the house, while subject 2 stayed around the opposite side of the house. I then witnessed the first subject exit the house holding a TV of approximately 40 inches and a medium-sized duffel bag.
Yep.
I then witnessed both men return to the front of the house and get into a darker color Hyundai, either of black or blue color. The model was approximately 2009.
I guess what I can add with that, it was like an SUV. It wasn't a car.
Okay.
It was kind of like a family vehicle. Still a 5-seater, but it's a bit bigger.
Okay. I noticed the car had no front plate.
Yep, there's nothing there.
As the car drove away, I noticed the rear license plate started with an A and was unable to catch the rest.
Yes, sir.
The car had an orange tint to the lights and gray rims.
Yes, sir.
I was still on the phone with the police at this time and remained on the phone till they arrived at my residence at approximately 12:30.
Yep.
Sound good?
Yep.
Any questions or anything you'd like to add, or?
No.
Okay. I will just ask you to sign the bottom of that, and then I will sign it as well. Thank you. Like I said before, this will be submitted, but we may have to follow up with you at a later point if more information should arise.
Sounds good.
But other than that, thank you for your help and thank you for your cooperation.
No worries.